Hey, hello everyone. How's it going today? What's happening? What are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Um, Today is September the 12th, 2023. And the weather is raining today. Yeah, it's kind of cool weather, and it is September, so it's going to come around to light jacket season here soon, if not now. And so, welcome to fall. I'm looking forward to doing it. My name is Michael Tomlinson. I am an American Tear. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, things are going good. Working hard, working really hard. Having to readjust my priorities, just like everyone else out there. Yeah, I'm just like regular people. We have to friggin' do stuff. We have priorities every day to to knock out, to make a living, just to survive. So then that's hence why we're American Tears. So we're not alone. We're in this together. We are unified. And that's the best part about being an American Tear is knowing that you're not alone. And knowing that there's other folks out there in America, even in your own community for all you know, that can relate to you, can resonate with you. We can help encourage and inspire each other in our own way, in a positive and productive direction. Without judgment, without bringing in negative stories, without bringing in a negative narrative to say this is the glue, is all this negative energy, and make that the glue to put us together. That's not a solution. Love is a solution. Working proactively on a solution and using common sense is a solution. That's some glue that we should be using when we start to rebuild America. Rebuild America. Hang on one second. Let me grab this sheet of paper here. Like I said, this stuff was written like over 10 years ago, when I first wrote this up. And, American Tear is, I'm going to read just one segment of it all. American Tear is a concept, belief, and lore. I just read that word lore, and I remember the editor. I had this, professionally edited after I did it, and the editor took out the word lore because it sounded too, I don't know, just too abrasive, too like, and she gave me her reason then, and that's the reason why she was even there, was to help me clean it up, and she did a good job. But the original word I used was lore. Of the American Tear movement, we, the people, have decided to take back control of America and create a new system. In order to do that, we must abolish the old ways and boldly move forward. I mean, and it goes on, and it talks about the first radical steps. and that sounded, I mean, that made sense 10 years ago. Still makes sense today. We have not taken control of America. Have we? We, the people, have not taken control. In fact, we've lost control of America. And if anything, a lot of Americans have just given up or just don't care. Do you care? Have you given up yet? I haven't, and I care. And I know you haven't given up either. And I know you care. And we care together. Is that, to boldly move forward. Boldly move forward. Does that ring a bell with you? We have to be bold. We have to be solid. This is not a walk and talk kind of movement. It's gonna, for a lot of folks it can be, but it's a bold movement. It's a bold movement because it calls for change, and some of the change, I call it, I'll call it. Some people will call it disruptive. Other people might call it radical. Radical change. Whatever. It's innovative. It's creative. And it's boldly moving forward, which is what America needs. Right now, today. Not tomorrow. Needed it yesterday, if you ask me. We need more leaders in this community and all communities to want to boldly move forward with a concept under our flag. So we're united. We're together. We have a common sense way of doing things. We're independent on our own as a people, like independent, not like an independent party, but independent in a way that we the people, freely, with our free will, have decided to take back control of America. And you know what? I'm saying that out loud right now. Actually, I just read that. That was written 10 years ago. Come on. Let's do this. Let's join forces. Let's unite. America has fallen apart, and it's been falling apart. And I've been watching it slowly deteriorate. And I'll stand up like I am now, just right now, and say something. I will speak up and say something. I will stand up and do something. Even though I'm a one-man army in a sense, I have been doing it. It's, and not like in an army like battle, but doing my best. Doing my best and like living my life as an American tier. To be an example out there in the real world and being happy. I can't tell you how happy I was today. I mean, when I was only, I had to go to 2 different places, but I had some really great conversations with people, and it was just the essence of the positive energy was just so great. I loved it. I mean, I was driving home thinking like, man, it's been a good day. Just to, not to have negative people or evil or, just in my face. Yeah, and to have happiness and, have joy, or to have people like, or just enjoy, or just living in the moment. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And once you experience that enough with me and as an American tier, you'll know what I'm talking about. Because it's the energy we put out there, as an American tiers. Because we are living, breathing examples of change, of a new America. We are making history right now. Today we are making history. Whether you believe that or not, we are. Whether you think this is possible or not, it is possible. Yes, it's huge. Yes, it's a big dream. Yes, it's out there in the stars. But that's what we need. That's what America needs. It doesn't need this other old formula format to fix the system or to break down the system and put it back together without creating chaos. Everyone wants to create chaos. What's that about? They want to create some kind of hate thing going on, and that thinking that that's going to solve the problem. And it's like starting a big bonfire. That's not going to solve a problem. Boy, that's creating a major problem. I mean, it's going to get out of control. That fire is just going to get out of control. You don't want to go in that direction. Before you even go in that direction, you should be thinking about what I just said. Because as American Cheers, we can boldly move forward. And if you're bold and if you're bold enough to go out there and do something messed up in the community, then you should be bold enough to do something that's good for the community. Don't you think? I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. To be bold and have the courage to be helpful as an American instead of going out to the world and trying to take and hurt Americans, or belittle or social discriminate. It's just goes on and on and on and on and on. And that. We all know that story. It just goes down a rabbit hole of just craziness. And that's what it's meant to do. And it's meant to bring people down in there so they get lost. And I'm telling you, do not go down that rabbit hole. Do not get lost. We are stepping up to a higher level. We are American Tears. And so, there's, golly, it's been so long since I've read this stuff. It's amazing, decide to take back control, and create a new system. We must abolish the old ways. Abolish the old ways. I mean, I don't have to even tell you what that means, do I? You already know what that means. There's a lot of things we do in America, a lot of words that I think that are just obsolete. We shouldn't even be using those words. It just doesn't help in any way. It really doesn't. So, it's just, and so to me, that just like the cassette player or 8-track player, they all become kind of obsolete. And the same thing should happen with words. And, we can leave them in the dictionary and for past, reference, but start to exclude them. Just because it doesn't hold or it's misdirected, or we come up with a new definition. I think a new word, to replace the obsolete words. And maybe even a new definition. And that sounds good to me too, because that is new. That is a new way of working on innovation, a new way of being creative, a new direction to take America. And I'll say it again, that's what America needs. It needs that. Without that sense of direction, and change, it's just, how are we going to unify? We need to come together and join forces, be strong. Yeah, we do. And we will. We will. We will. We are in this together. And we will resolve the problems of the future together. And we will do it in a new way. In a different way. In our own way. And hopefully, the politicians have to follow along. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? That's making history. And I can see that happening too. That's going to be historical. That's just going to, that's when the real spark is going to really, really change America. when we get to that level, we rise up to that higher frequency as Americans, and abolish the old ways. The old ways of even thinking. When I say abolish old ways, I'm not saying like we should abolish old ways just for other folks. We have to abolish our old ways of thinking too. We have to get rid of all that junk that we've allowed into our brains and into our hearts and into our souls. So they can be very negative and start to eat away at the soul and cause people to do things they don't want to do or they act out on before they realize they've done it. It just gets worse and worse and worse. It keeps going down and down. When that is what it does, that's negative, and then when we're on we're trying to work on good energy or a good vibration, because that's what's going to take to change America. It's unification with love, with compassion, with honesty. Not that it's going to be 100% perfect of everything I just said, but it's a set of it's a direction, it's a pillars, it's a principles, it's a values that count, and it's those things that we just, like I said, we're human, we're not perfect, we can't always do that, or react like that sometimes, and it's just gonna happen, to all of us, me too. I'm no exception to the reality of the real world. So, don't think I am. And I know you're no exception to the realities of the new real world either. Maybe we don't admit it to each other enough to come to terms with that so we can start to grow and move forward. As a family, as Americans, we're all in this together, and we all have the title of Americans. There's no such thing as a different culture being more American than another culture. That's false. That's delusional, and I don't know why people push that narrative, and that just breaks up America even more and cause division. And I know you know what I'm talking about. I've talked about this over and over and over again in the videos. It's a growth though. It's a progressive, innovative growth. When it comes down to it, and that little statement that I just read, that was written a long time ago, still holds true today. It does. I mean, there isn't one word I would change. There's one word that the editor changed, but that's okay. But I wouldn't change that. I wrote it in there. I put it in there for a reason. Probably because it sounded Spartan. It's law. So like, this is law. Being an American tier. It's like Spartan. It's in you. It's in your blood. You earned it. You deserved it. And whether you're probably a female Spartan, if you are, you are. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, wow. Hey, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention and listening to me today. I appreciate it. You rock. You have a magnificent day. Peace, love. We'll talk later, okay?